AITA for being concerned about my future in-laws bringing bed bugs to our wedding. Long story short, my fiancé and his family aren't really close. They live halfway across the country and show little to no regard for my fiancé, unless it's to ask for money or share bad news. They have a host of issues, but I won't dive into it now. Anyways, most of his family dropped out of coming to our wedding. It was hurtful, but we were a little relieved when they told us they weren't coming because they're generally reckless and always in drama. My fiancé's sister is a narcissistic nightmare who continually tries to make our wedding about her. She's said very hateful things throughout the whole planning process, and we finally decided that we don't want her there. His mom insinuated that she couldn't come if his sister didn't. He has 5 siblings overall, if that matters. My fiancé offered to buy his mother's flight so she can come, and she ignored it. He called her 5 times and texted her multiple times, and she ignored everything. Now that the wedding is about 3 weeks out, she had a change of heart and wants to bring herself, her husband, and her grandkid, completely ignoring our boundary when we requested no children. Anyways, the real kicker is this: their family has been dealing with a bedbug infestation for over a year. They are very careless about the issue and have just been living with them. All of his family members in his home state are spreading bed bugs to each other's homes. They all have several kids, so they spread via the kids, usually who need babysitting. Since his mom would be traveling by car packed with luggage, I'm concerned about the chances of them spreading and going back home with myself and my other guests. I've always been terrified of insects in general, especially the nightmare that bed bugs can be. I would never tell him that his mom couldn't attend our wedding, so I gently brought it up to my fiancé last night. I expressed my concerns and asked him if we could create a plan to ensure that we are safe and that we don't contract anything. I told him that if the bedbugs were to come home with us, I'd have to stay at my mom's until we figure something out. We do not have the funds to have professional treatments in the event that we do get bedbugs. He blew up at me after I expressed my concerns, noting that he didn't like the fact that I would go to my mom's house as a refuge in the event of an infestation. He started taking everything offensively, when I've tried to take every precaution to consider his feelings for such a sensitive subject. We've been arguing ever since. Truthfully, his family has given us a hard time ever since we started planning and have turned this engagement into a very draining, hurtful experience for me. I can't go into everything, but trust me, it's been very rough working with them. They managed to turn everything into drama. I've always wanted a wedding. I thought the wedding would finally be my sigh of relief after all I've been through with them, but now I'm so mentally and emotionally exhausted. Ida? Also, any advice? It's a beach wedding, but we'll be going out for dinner together afterwards. I don't want to be worried about that in the back of my mind on such a special day, especially after all the chaos involved in wedding planning. But the guilt of uninviting them makes me feel awful. My fiancé made it clear that if they didn't come, it'd be because of me. I know it's important to him that someone from his family comes. TIA for reading. What would you do? Note, they won't be staying with us, but they haven't seen us in 4 years, so I'm imagining that there will be lots of hugs and in-person interaction during their visit. I'm personally uncomfortable having dinner with them, but my fiancé really wants us to have a personal dinner together with just his family. I totally get it. But I just don't want to increase my chances of bringing them home. I don't want to be uncomfortable during all of my wedding festivities that we've invested so much money in. Edit. We've been engaged for 2 years. They were invited early in the engagement before we found everything out.